Today on Good Morning Maine, Maine has had an alarming number of pedestrians hit by cars this year, and authorities are urging people to be careful.
Plus, a new report shows the cost of childcare is putting a strain on many Maine families.
And a celebration in Skowhegan where a shoe plant expansion will create more than 200 new jobs. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We'll have all the day's news coming up, but first a check of the forecast, and unfortunately it looks like the soggy weather will continue at least into the weekend at this point.
I know, if you're a fan of rain, good news for you. Here's Devin Binks with the forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Alrighty, here we go. Air quality is starting to become an issue around here now as well, mainly further off towards the west where some areas are going to be expected code orange air quality today, and some areas actually already in code red this morning as well. So looking at the legend, orange means it's unhealthy for the sensitive groups, and in the red areas, that's unhealthy for everybody. So those off toward the west will need to watch out. In our backyard today, we're expected to be okay, remaining in the green, but just keep an eye on it. So further off towards the west, that could try to sneak in here, even though we do have rain falling for the time being. We had a small crowd advisory that was in effect earlier this morning. That's expiring this morning as well. So we're getting that out of here as the winds will start to relax soon. Here's the rain developing this morning as well with this area low pressure. It's going to be sending more rain in our direction. The lightning tracker is on. No lightning with this at all. So just general rainfall that we'll be expecting in due time. Now with this area low pressure located right about in here. It's slowly tracking off towards the north, but we'll be sending more rain in our direction as the daytime progresses today. So futurecast moving forward, though, more rain on the way again today. Backing off a little bit later on tonight, but still holding on to the chances for showers, especially as we head towards Wednesday morning. So hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Plenty of rain on the way. Temperatures in the 50s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Madison police continue to investigate a crash that killed a man from Heartland. They say they were called to Route 201 around 6:45 Sunday night. They discovered an overturned pickup truck and the driver had been killed. Police say 42-year-old Stephen Young was driving north when he went off the left side of the road and struck a storage building before rolling over. Young was partially ejected from the vehicle and was pronounced dead at the scene. His passenger, 55-year-old Paul Pronto of Montana, was not injured. Police say neither man had been wearing a seatbelt. The crash remains under investigation.
Authorities have released the identity of the person whose remains were discovered following a fire at the Kittery Days Inn Motel. A Maine State Police spokesperson says the remains belong to 57-year-old Daniel Clark of Manassas, Virginia. Clark had reportedly been working in the area and was staying at the hotel. State police say DNA testing was used to identify Clark. Kittery Fire Chief David O'Brien says he thinks the inn was last inspected about 2 years ago. And he also said that the Days Inn had no sprinkler system. That fire also remains under investigation.
As summer approaches and foot traffic increases, local authorities are stressing the importance of pedestrian safety and awareness. There have already been more than 20 people killed this year while walking on main roads. Our AJ Douglas met with Bangor Police to learn more.
That horrible feeling that you've run into somebody.
A recent crash landed a man in the hospital with serious injuries after a driver reportedly failed to yield at a crosswalk on Main Street in Bangor. Sergeant Jason McCambly says, thankfully the pedestrian survived, but reminds drivers to be careful.
Pay attention. Look at what's in front of you. Don't look at your phone. Don't look at the radio. If the kids are yelling, give it a second before you turn your attention to them.
The Maine Department of Transportation reports there were 21 pedestrian fatalities statewide in 2022. Officer McCamley says pedestrians should always move with caution, too.
Pedestrians, you may have the right of way. That vehicle coming outweighs you by a whole lot. That vehicle can do a whole lot of damage to you, even though you are in the right.
Now that tourism season is ramping up, along with a scheduled series of concerts taking place this summer, walkers are asked to be mindful of their alcohol intake.
Yes, and people are impaired. We've had those. And more often than not, it's because the driver is just not paying attention.
McCamley also reminds drivers never drink and drive, pointing out that impairment has reportedly played a role in multiple crashes involving pedestrians. In Bangor, AJ Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A Luke Beckman will serve more than 2 years in jail for stealing guns from a store in Machias and threatening a witness. 29-year-old Jeremy Lyons was given a 33-month sentence yesterday in federal court in Bangor. He was also ordered to pay restitution. He pleaded guilty to the charges back in December of 2022. According to court records, Lyons broke into Pineo's True Value in Machias and stole 3 pistols. Maine State Police crime lab testing matched his DNA to a Gatorade bottle that was also left at the crime scene. In July, Lyons also allegedly threatened a confidential source who provided information to federal law enforcement and also later challenged that source to a fight.
After 2 days of cleaning, the Maine Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Augusta has nearly been restored. The cleanup comes after the memorial's granite wall was vandalized early last week with spray paint. The wall lists the names of 88 officers who died in the line of duty. South Portland company Magic Carpet Cleaning and Restoration has been at the scene since Friday, carefully power washing the paint off without destroying the granite. Former South Portland Police Sergeant Joseph Deakia has been helping with the cleanup effort and says he doesn't understand why someone would vandalize the memorial.
These people gave the ultimate sacrifice to their communities and their state, and to damage this makes no sense to me at all.
Delakia says there will be shadows of where the paint was sprayed, but those will go away over time.
Well, a washout caused by a broken water main damaged the road on the corner of North French and Alden Streets in Bangor yesterday. The damage prompted officials to temporarily close down the Broadway side of Alden Street. Bangor Water District Construction Supervisor Vaughn Littlefield says the washout was the result of a 12-inch cast iron pipe installed back in 1947 that broke yesterday. He says it's possible the shift in the ground surrounding the pipe caused the break. After the Bangor Water District found the break, they went to work replacing the water main and repaving that section of street. First established back in 1875, Bangor's underground water infrastructure is one of the oldest in the state. Bangor averages around 30 to 35 washouts a year. That's according to Littlefield. That number is average compared with other cities in Maine.
Secretary of State Shenna Bellows will be in the nation's capital Tuesday and Wednesday, calling on federal officials to make elections safer and more secure. Our Matthew Juronsik has the story.
Shenna Bellows is one of many secretaries of state nationwide who will be in Washington, D.C. Tuesday, urging Congress and White House officials to provide sustainable funding for election security.
We're calling on Congress to appropriate $400 million in the fiscal year 24 budget nationwide to ensure that we have adequate preparation and resources for the 2024 presidential election.
Bellows says the technology the state has in place for elections is not sufficient to deal with the issues surrounding cybersecurity and election fraud.
We need to be able to invest in our election infrastructure to continue to maintain the highest possible level of cybersecurity protections and to modernize our technology.
New York's Onondaga County Elections Commissioner Dustin Zarni says it's important that states receive the funding.
We need the funding to be able to do it. And if we don't bring that funding, then we are asking for failures in certain points of our election system and making it more vulnerable.
Secretary Bellows will also be joined by election workers from across the country, asking the Department of Justice to do more to protect them.
We have seen over the last couple of years a rise in threats and harassment against our election workers. That is creating huge recruitment and retention challenges in the field.
There are real people that are running our elections. People like everyday people that are just coming together. They're civil servants and they're trying to find a way to do a difficult job with little pay and little resources.
Bellows says these issues have gained bipartisan support and believes that they will get the attention of lawmakers in Washington.
This is Democrats, Republicans, independents, and nonpartisan staff coming together to say elections are a shared priority. And regardless of who you are or where you come from, we can all agree that elections need to be adequately funded.
In Augusta, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
A bill that raises the minimum age to marry in Maine has been signed into law. The current state law allows children who are 16 or 17 to get married as long as they have written permission from their parents, guardians, or consent from a probate judge. Under the new amended law, those rules will still apply for children who are at least 17, but will prohibit marriage for anyone younger. It will go into effect 90 days after the legislature adjourns.
A new report shows the child care crisis is costing Mainers hundreds of millions of dollars a year. That impact has doubled since 2018, affecting families, businesses, and taxpayers. Dan Lampariello highlights the toll it's taking and the debate over possible solutions.
At Youth and Family Outreach in Portland, child care is at the center of their mission.
We filled every square inch we have with childcare because that was what was so needed.
But despite that need only growing larger, the facility has had to cap enrollment and close one classroom because it can't find enough qualified staff.
We were already turning people away multiple times a day, and now we're doing that even more because we're not able to hire.
It's an issue impacting child care providers across Maine, with a new study from Ready Nation, a nonprofit business partnership, showing there's a shortage of more than 1,000 child care teachers in our state, leading to a capacity crisis that's costing the state's economy more than $400 million a year.
They said, we have the space, we have the materials, we have the room, we just don't have anybody to teach.
Parents like Catherine Johnston say wait lists because of the worker shortage have gotten out of control. She was on nearly 40 different ones. Then came the cost.
Parents are paying more than we ever thought possible. You know, we're paying more than our mortgages for childcare that we need in order to go to work because kids need to be somewhere.
In Augusta, legislators are already debating bills aimed at increasing wages for childcare providers and eligibility for subsidy programs. Steps those relying on these services believe are key to keeping access and affordability.
If this is a problem for everybody, why aren't we doing something about it?
As the legislature in Augusta debates those bills to increase child care access in the state, Governor Janet Mills has proposed adding $4 million to her budget that would increase the tax credit for child care expenses.
All right, the time now is 8:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Acadia National Park receives funding to create some badly needed housing for those who keep the park running.
But first, another check of our weather forecast. Today, we can expect more rain throughout the day. The high will be near 57 degrees, scattered showers overnight right into tomorrow. The high on Wednesday, around 59 degrees.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to eastern and central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
No matter what type of dog you have, or cat you have, Frontline Plus lets you take them everywhere, no matter how you define it. Frontline, the #1 name in flea and tick protection.
Hi, I'm Angelina Mucci.
And I'm Andy Mucci of Family Fun Bowling Center.
When we want to know the weather, we go to foxbangor.com.
Celebrating our 50th anniversary year, Family Fun Bowling Center has 20 lanes of 10-pin bowling at its best.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to eastern and central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
Oversharing can be spiritual.
Name someone you had a romantic dream about.
My minister.
Praise the Lord, Pastor.
It can be loving.
You love to plant a big wet kiss on Steve Harvey's what?
Lips.
Your lips ain't big enough for these lips.
It can be wet.
Name someone who has touched your bare bottom.
The pool guy.
Overshare with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone. Acadia National Park has received the needed funding for work on a project that has been on the back burner for decades. During the Acadia National Park Advisory Commission meeting on Monday, park officials announced they will start to design an addition to the Hardin Farms apartments to offer more employee housing. The two largest issues for the park in recent years has been finding staff and also where to house them. Currently, their employee housing units consist of just 2 4-bedroom apartments, but the project aims to build housing for an additional 50 to 60 beds.
Hardin Farms has been targeted for building employee housing since like the 1960s on many of our park management plans going back 50, 60 years. If you go down there today, you will even see how they started to build some of the infrastructure. There are random roads into the woods and fire hydrants in the woods. This has been the plan for a very long time. There was just never the funding to make it happen.
The design process is expected to be completed by the end of this year, with construction starting in 2024.
A living memorial honoring fallen service members was removed from Bangor International Airport over the weekend. The Summit Project honor case was temporarily on display on the first floor of Bangor International Airport throughout April and May. On Sunday, Summit Project volunteers lovingly packed up the stones representing 20 fallen service members with ties to Maine into individual handmade cloth bags. The case and its stones will be on display at LL Bean's Order Fulfillment Center in Freeport.
We try to have the honor case travel to many different locations all over the state, did these different regions. We want these heroes to visit every aspect, every area of the state.
Bringing the case all over the state of Maine, it's a twofold. I get to share the stories, I get to share the Summit Project, and I get to see this beautiful state.
To learn more about the Summit Project and its Living Memorial Honor Case, log on to thesummitproject.org.
Well, realtors are teaming up for a personal care drive in an effort to supply personal health items to individuals who need them the most. The drive, now in its second year, runs in conjunction with the National Association of Realtors Volunteer Week, a time that the Greater Bangor Association of Realtors Board Director Julie Sleeper and her colleagues take a lot of pride in.
We enjoy very much being able to give back to our communities and helping them to feel and have the security and some of the most basic things in life.
The public is encouraged to bring items such as adult and children's diapers, toiletries, hygiene products, and more that will help somebody in our community. If you want to donate, you can drop off the items at any of the locations listed there on your screen today. An awful nice thing they're doing.
Definitely. All right, the time now is 8:17. After the break, the historic New Balance facility in Skowhegan broke ground yesterday on its $65 million expansion plan.
We'll have the latest on that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
I've been in a few accidents and had surgery on my right foot first and contracted a blood disorder. I had quite a few seizures after that and then had a massive stroke. That was a really rough time in my life. Donna has helped me through so much. She knew exactly what I was going through, and she made sure that I had nurses in my home. She helps me with all of my medications. She coordinates all my rides to any facility I need to go to. She talks to my doctors personally. Thanks to Donna, I'm sitting in my own home and I'm getting the care I need and I'm getting all the therapy I need. It's made my life tremendously easier.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Donna?
I am okay. How's your morning been? You're not overdoing, are you?
No, I'm not overdoing it.
Okay, remember you are in recovery. You come first.
She gives me hope. She gives me faith. She puts a smile on my face every time I talk to her. I call her my second sister, and I've never even met her. Hello.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, it is good to meet you.
I have to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done for me.
That's what I'm here for. I love being able to make your life easier when I can and get you the care you need.
And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll never forget you.
Never forget you either, buddy.
If I didn't have Donna in my life, I don't think that I'd be sitting where I'm sitting right now.
The historic New Balance facility in Skowhegan broke ground yesterday on a $65 million expansion project. Our Grace Blanchard has the story.
I am thrilled to be here today with all our distinguished guests, and it starts with all our New Balance associates. Good morning, everybody.
It's been more than 40 years since New Balance purchased their Skowhegan factory, and now it's getting a new expansion. The $65 million project includes constructing a 120,000 square foot single-story addition to the existing 5-story factory building. New Balance's Vice President of Corporate Services, John Campbell, says this project has been in the works for over 10 years and will complement the historic building.
To have a modern facility that we will be able to create and continue to build the best footwear in the world is something that's super special. And I've been with New Balance for 17 years, and probably this is the highlight of my career, quite honestly.
According to Campbell, this expansion will allow them to create over 1.3 million pairs of athletic shoes per year. He says Skowhegan has long been a shoe center, and for generations, this company has been a big part of the community.
Generation over generation for the past 40 years, we've had mothers, fathers, children, grandchildren, aunts and uncles. It's a real family type of situation where we've continued to try to, focus on that. And we have whole families in our factory that work together.
This groundbreaking expansion for New Balance also promises new job opportunities for the Skowhegan community. State officials Senator Angus King and Senator Susan Collins were also in attendance, and Governor Mills highlighted that this expansion will add 200 jobs on top of the 270 already working in the factory.
The estimated $65 million investment in Skowhegan will strengthen the economy, support local families, and set Maine apart when it comes to domestic manufacturing.
State Representative Jennifer Poirier says this comes at a pivotal time for the Skowhegan community.
The expansion of the Skowhegan facility is a significant investment in our community, and this project comes at the right time, a time when so many people are searching for and in need of good-paying jobs to support their families.
New Balance officials say they anticipate occupancy by August 2024, with the first pair of shoes being made sometime in November. In Skowhegan, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
It's a wonderful, wonderful news for the area.
Absolutely. That's a lot of new jobs. Yeah. The time now is 8:22.
Let's get a full look at our weather forecast with Devin.
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call them today. Alrighty, here we go. Air quality is a problem across some parts of the Northeast now, courtesy of wildfires in Canada. Here in Maine, we're okay for the time being. Areas to the west are already in code orange, if not even code red in a few spots. So orange means unhealthy for the sensitive groups, or unhealthy in the red for everybody, though. So if you're in the red area, that means it's unhealthy for everybody. But in Bangor, though, and pretty much the entire state, we're looking okay. We're green for now. We'll stay green today, but we'll need to keep an eye on this. So courtesy of that wildfire smoke. So look at this. So it's going to mainly miss us courtesy of that area low pressure. The area low pressure, that counterclockwise rotation, will be seeing all this smoke further off towards the west. So that's why they're under air quality alerts, as they'll be dealing with this at least through Friday at best. But otherwise, so back here at home, small craft advisory is expiring this morning for this little area right about in here, expiring at 8 a.m. So we'll start to improve as we do proceed forward in time. But again, wave heights remaining active at around 2 to 3 feet, at least closer towards shore, not as bad, but it's further out towards sea where it is more active at around 6 to even 7 feet, according towards some of those buoys. So closer toward land, not too bad. That's why they're going to be trimming some of those advisories back later on this morning. We've been watching some showers already developing this morning, tracking from the east going toward the west. And we're just getting started with this next round. I'll be moving in not only today, though, but later on tonight and pretty much most of this week as well. This low pressure center not really moving all that much. We'll have to wait until at least this weekend, though, before this thing finally starts to get out of here as this pattern continues to remain slow. So futurecast moving forward for today, more rain on the way throughout the daytime period. Some dry hours as well from time to time, but we'll have to wait until later into the daytime period or even later on tonight for some of those dry hours, although scattered showers will continue to remain a thing, though, even through Wednesday morning as well. And pretty much a repetitive pattern, more scattered showers possible even as we head towards Wednesday night and even into Thursday as well. Sounds like a broken record, and we'll be dealing with that, though, in due time for a while. So how much rain can we possibly see? Possibly up to an inch or two before we're all finished up in a few areas. This is running through at least early Sunday morning, so some decent rainfall on the way across some parts of the area. So your forecast for today, though, upper 50s, rain likely, also breezy out there. The north wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. For tonight, upper 40s, scattered showers, also breezy out there. Northwest wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. For tomorrow, upper 50s, rain likely, also breezy out there again. The northwest wind getting up to around 20 miles per hour at times early and kind of backing off a little bit later on. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Plenty of rain on the way through Friday. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s. We warm up into the upper 60s on Saturday with a chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms.
Up in Smoke Fireworks is family-owned with a huge selection including Brothers and Showtime, Time Bandit, and Black Hat brands. We will share our knowledge with you, then go have a blast. Up in Smoke Fireworks, 173 West Main Street, Searsport.
Have you always dreamed of having a beautiful green lawn? Let Maine Lawn Pros help. Featuring hydroseeding, the fast, affordable, and effective way to achieve the lawn of your dreams. Hydroseeding is a process that involves spraying a mixture of grass seed, fertilizer, and mulch onto your lawn. The result? A beautiful green lawn in no time. Hydroseeding is perfect for both residential and commercial properties alike. So why wait? Call Maine Lawn Pros today to help you get the lawn you've always wanted with hydroseeding. 416-6122.
When Healing Hands Massage wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Healing Hands Massage provides massage therapy tailored to each of its clients, whether you have chronic pain or just want a little relaxation. Healing Hands Massage, Main Road North in Hamden.
Protect your dog from fleas and ticks with NexGard Chews, the protection that's #1 with dogs. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. For a limited time, get up to a 2-month rebate when you buy 12 doses of both NexGard Chews and HeartGuard Plus Chews from your vet. Terms apply.
Did you know that cervical cancer can be prevented with regular screening?
I was only 22, so I was pretty overwhelmed when my routine Pap test showed precancerous cells. But a simple procedure took care of it, and I'm doing great now.
A Pap test identifies abnormal cells before they become cancerous.
I'm so relieved. I will never skip my Pap tests.
If you're age 21 to 65, ask your provider about Pap tests or learn more at screenmaine.org.
Up in Smoke Fireworks is family-owned with a huge selection including Brothers and Showtime, Time Bandit, and Black Hat brands. We will share our knowledge with you, then go have a blast. Up in Smoke Fireworks, 173 West Main Street, Searsport.
Now to the race for the White House and the expanding number of Republican candidates. Former Vice President Mike Pence is officially running, and Chris Christie is expected to jump in the race later today. Meanwhile, lawyers for front-runner Donald Trump were spotted at the Department of Justice, a sign the special counsel investigation may be wrapping up. ABC's Lindsay Watts has the latest from Washington.
This morning, Mike Pence is taking on his former boss, filing paperwork to declare his 2024 campaign for president.
Most people know me as vice president, as a loyal lieutenant standing beside the president. I'm proud of the record that we created in the Trump-Pence administration. But I was also a governor.
Another former governor will soon join him in the race. New Jersey's Chris Christie, a former ABC News contributor, is set to make his own announcement today in New Hampshire. Both men joining a crowded field that includes Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Nearly every GOP candidate was in Iowa this weekend, though notably absent Republican frontrunner and former President Donald Trump. Trump making his third run for the White House as the investigation into his handling of classified documents appears to be winding down. Trump's attorneys met with officials at the Department of Justice on Monday. Sources say special counsel Jack Smith attended the nearly 2-hour-long meeting as Trump's lawyers tried to make the case that he should not be charged for mishandling hundreds of classified documents.
Get what you wanted? Did you get a meeting with the attorney general? We don't have any comment.
Federal prosecutors suspect Trump illegally retained classified material and may have obstructed justice when the government tried to recover documents from Mar-a-Lago. Trump responding on social media, clearly worried he could be indicted, asking how he could possibly be charged when he, quote, did nothing wrong. Some believe the crowded Republican field may ultimately help Trump win. New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu has announced he will not be running and warns that candidates with no path to victory must have the discipline to get out.
Lindsay Watts reporting. Meanwhile, the lead federal investigator is now at the site of a fatal plane crash in the Blue Ridge Mountains that sparked some tense moments with the U.S. scrambling F-16 fighter jets in a supersonic chase on Sunday. Fox's Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with the latest on that investigation.
Federal investigators tasked with probing Sunday's plane crash killing all 4 on board still haven't identified the cause. But in a statement, the National Transportation Safety Board said they will begin the process of documenting the scene and examining the aircraft Monday morning.
That plane hit going awfully fast. So, I mean, there's not going to be a lot of debris out there that you're going to be able to piece together. But, you know, NTSB has done this a lot of times, and I'm always surprised that they're able to put all this back together.
This home security video captured the sonic boom that thundered Sunday afternoon as 6 U.S. fighter jets scrambled to intercept the private plane over Washington's restricted airspace. The FAA says the Cessna Citation took off from Elizabethtown, Tennessee, and was headed for Long Island's MacArthur Airport when it turned around and flew a straight path over D.C. before crashing over mountainous terrain near Montebello, Virginia.
This has the signatures of some sort of incapacitation.
Sunday's crash echoes the 1999 death of golfer Payne Stewart, whose Learjet flew for thousands of miles before crashing into fields after the cabin lost pressure and flew aimlessly across the country with the pro golfer on board.
We'll know when the pilots turn in their debrief what they saw, whether there are signs that it was a decompression and the interior cockpit is frosted over.
The military says it chose not to shoot down the Cessna because it was maintaining a constant high altitude and route, meaning it wasn't clear if it was a threat. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll get a glimpse of a brightly colored rare lobster that was recently caught in Casco Bay.
Plus, we'll get an update on how Maine's wild blueberry crop is faring. That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is June 6th, 2023, which makes this the anniversary of D-Day. On this day, back in 1944, Operation Overlord went into effect, sending an invasion of American, Canadian, and British troops up the beaches of Normandy during a time when France was occupied by the armies of Nazi Germany. This amphibious assault landed some 156,000 Allied soldiers on the beaches by the end of the day, and despite their success, some 4,000 of them were killed.
By August of 1944, all of northern France had been liberated, and in the spring of the next year, the Allies had defeated the Germans. Historians often refer to D-Day as the beginning of the end of World War II. All right, and for that video that's up on the screen, or that was up on the screen, that's the the Department of Justice has posted that onto the National Archives. So there's like hours and hours of films such as that. That depicted the day of and the day before D-Day, just the preparation that was necessary.
Find it for yourself right there.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so moving on now for other events on this day in history. In 1925, Walter Chrysler founded the automobile manufacturer Chrysler Corporation. And in 1932, the Revenue Act of 1932 was enacted, creating the first gas tax in the United States at a rate of 1 cent per gallon.
Probably they paid a dime for a gallon of gas back then, too.
Right, so I know. Right in the middle of the Depression, too. Not a good time for it.
In 2002, a near-Earth asteroid estimated at 10 meters in diameter explodes over the Mediterranean Sea between Greece and Libya. It resulted in an explosion that was estimated to have a force of 2 kilotons.
26.
26. Oh, can't read the end there.
Yeah.
Which was more powerful than the Nagasaki atomic bomb. And finally, in 2019, on the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots in New York City's police commissioner James O'Neill apologizes for his department's actions during the 1969 raid on the Stonewall Inn.
The Stonewall riots, or uprising, began when the police raided the Stonewall Inn, a gay club in New York City, sparking riots among bar patrons and residents. 6 days of protests ensued, which served as a catalyst for the gay rights movement in the United States. And I think that riot especially happened because it was normal for police to raid the gay clubs, simply because it was seen to be something that they thought they could target them for.
And charge them with whatever they could come up with.
Right, exactly. And now, of course, Pride Month is in June, based off of a lot of those events.
Yeah, it's good to get a little history.
Right.
For today's birthdays today, we have English actor Jason Isaacs, who is known for his role as Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter film series. He is 60 years old today. Guy plays a great bad guy. American actor Paul Giamatti, known for a variety of roles, is 56 today. And Cam Neely, the president of the Boston Bruins and a Hall of Famer himself, is 57 years old today. Happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday to them, indeed. And I mean, okay, moving on now. It looks like it's going to be rainy for most of the day. It was rainy all day yesterday.
Keep that slicka handy, dear.
I know, I know. Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Alrighty, here we go. Air quality is starting to become an issue around here now as well, mainly further off towards the west, where some areas are going to be expected code orange air quality today, and some areas actually already in code red this morning as well. So looking at the legend, orange means it's unhealthy for the sensitive groups, and in the red areas, that's unhealthy for everybody. So those off toward the west will need to watch out. In our backyard today, we're expected to be okay, remaining in the green, but just keep an eye on it. So further off towards the west, that could try to sneak in here, even though we do have rain falling for the time being. We had a small crowd advisory that was in effect earlier this morning. That's expiring this morning as well. So we're getting that out of here as the winds will start to relax soon. Here's the rain developing this morning as well with this area low pressure. It's going to be sending more rain in our direction. The lightning tracker is on. No lightning with this at all. So just general rainfall that we'll be expecting in due time now with this area low pressure located right about in here. It's slowly tracking off towards the north, but we'll be sending more rain in our direction as the daytime progresses today. So futurecast moving forward, though, more rain on the way again today. Backing off a little bit later on tonight, but still holding on to the chances for showers, especially as we head towards Wednesday morning. So our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Plenty of rain on the way. Temperatures in the 50s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Well, a rare lobster caught in Casco Bay has students and teachers at the University of New England very excited. The lobster, which is bright orange and has only one claw, will be going to the school to be studied. One of the things they're going to be looking for has to do with the environment and whether or not it has an impact on the lobster's color.
One of the things that we're going to be able to see here is the reason why, is her color due to genetics or is it due to the environment? Because as she grows that back, is it going to be the gorgeous orange or is it going to be a slightly different color?
Tilburg says he's looking forward to studying the lobster and he hopes to get more people interested in them. The chances of finding an orange lobster are set to be 1 in 30 million, which is much harder than finding a blue lobster, which is 1 in 2 million. I don't know if those statistics are accurate, too, because it seems like every now and then we'll see the blue lobsters that people catch, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We're just lucky like that, I suppose.
Yeah, they don't happen too often. I mean, you consider the thousands of lobsters that are pulled ashore every year, and then there's only a couple of blue ones out there. So,
right. Good point.
Who knows?
Just lucky
It's like the lottery, though. I told you earlier, I was on a boat one time when they hauled a blue lobster aboard.
Yeah.
And it was like hitting the lottery for them, you know? So, yeah.
It's good luck.
Yeah.
I hope they had a camera on board.
They did.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with local sports.
Also hear about a special party being held in Bangor this weekend. Don't go away.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Does your vehicle need a little more work? Have an odd sound coming from somewhere? Bring it over to Jackson's Automotive in Old Town. We have the best technicians and offer a fair price. We also accept all aftermarket protection plans. Now, if you're unable to drive your vehicle to us, we can help you get it here. Also, if you'd like to protect your vehicle for years to come, we offer Wool Wax undercarriage protection. We're located at 546 Main Street in Old Town. Give us a call at 827-2676. Who has the best kept secret in Penobscot County?
We do!
Welcome to Maple Lane Farms, a fifth-generation family farm that's committed to providing you with the best quality products. Our farm-raised local and sustainable meat is flash frozen to lock in the freshness and natural flavors. Experience the top-notch quality of our meat that's naturally raised without any antibiotics or hormones. Get the best of both worlds, quality and affordability. Try Maple Lane Farms today, the candy store for the carnivore. Approximately 50,000 kids, like Brooke, receive care at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center each year. You can help them by supporting the Summer Classic for Maine Kids. This new tournament will help all kids receiving care at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center by raising funds to ensure that pediatric care is available today, tomorrow, and in the years ahead. Every dollar raised helps kids get back to the business of being kids. For more information about the event and how to donate, please visit northernlight.org/4kids.
After the shocking events of Roman Reigns' 1,000-day celebration as champion, where does Jey Uso's loyalty lie? An all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone, and thank you for staying with us. Let's start on the tennis courts here. Up in Orono, the Red Riots won the Class C North Regional title, and now they're gearing up for Wednesday's state finals match with a perfect record still intact. The last few years, Orono has made a run in the playoffs just to see their season end in the regional semifinals. This year, they came into the postseason 12-0 as the #1 overall seed and etched out a close win over MCI in those semis, and then they took down Calais in a battle of unbeatens in the finals. With a few new faces out on the court this year, it's really been their depth and the way that everybody steps up that makes the difference.
Well, we lost a lot of seniors last year, coming into this year. But we have a lot of people who stepped up, and we're all really passionate about playing. Like, we play after practice and the weekends every day. We're all very excited about getting to the state championship. It's a big feat. We're all ready to go.
I mean, we got a crazy deep team. Our second double, I play second doubles, and our first and second doubles are super strong, and I think that's made the difference in our harder matches. Being able to really take control of those doubles points.
Now the Riots take on Wayne Fleet on Wednesday in Portland, and it will be the Flyers' 15th straight state finals match. They've won every single title since 2008. So Orono knows it's going to be a tough match, but they are ready for what Wayne Fleet throws at them.
I was saying to pretty much everybody that all I wanted to do last year was go to states, just go play states, and I'm so happy I can do it this year. And I think it'll be a fun match on top of being a tough one.
Well, we're definitely going in as underdogs, and so we're hoping to have a good time, maybe show what we're made of, and pull up an upside if we can do it.
All right, wishing them luck. Let's go over to some basketball now on the courts. Maine United has had another great summer on the Nike EYBL circuit, playing in the E16 League. Dominating the court once again with them has been the phenom Cooper Flagg. Flagg has posted some insane stat lines this summer, recently recording a triple-double with 12 points, 17 boards, and a dozen blocks. He had a great summer last year with Team USA, earning the USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year, and fields over a dozen offers from D1 institutions, but the sophomore out of Newport isn't worried about any of that or the future at all. Instead, he's just living in the moment and enjoying each experience as it comes.
I think the biggest thing is just kind of appreciating every day for itself, and I'm really just focusing on getting better one day at a time and kind of just staying in the small picture and trying to stay outside of the future as much as possible and just kind of just appreciating what I have right here in this moment.
This winter, Flagg helped lead Montverde to the #1 overall seed in this year's high school basketball Geico National Championship. He's won a gold medal and he's played on the most competitive AAU stage around. But one thing tops all of that in his eyes, and it's winning the gold ball with Nokomis just over a year ago.
I mean, I think that's probably the thing in my basketball career so far that I'm probably the most proud of, and the thing that I kind of always kind of look back to and just appreciate more than anything else.
All right, let's stay with some high school sports now. On Monday, the Maine Sports Hall of Fame announced their 5 recipients of the Maine Sports Hall of Fame Scholarship. Each of these scholar athletes will receive a $5,000 scholarship award over 2 semesters. We're going to start locally. Isaac Hayner of Mattanocook, the 2-time wrestling state champ, 2-time conference player of the year in football, and Clark University baseball commit, is one of 5 to receive the award. He is joined by Elise McNair, a 1,000-point scorer in girls basketball from Old Orchard Beach, Yarmouth soccer star Ava Feely, she's playing at Boston College next year, Annabelle Brooks of Cheverus was the skier of the year, and she is headed to Harvard in the fall to continue that career. And Julia Black of Scarborough, the soccer state champion recently, she has a 106 average in the classroom. She's headed to Duke in the fall, so congratulations to all of them. Let's move on to some lacrosse now. The standings have been finalized and the playoff matchups announced. Let's see what our area teams are doing in the first round. In Class A lacrosse in the prelims, Bangor hosting a playoff game for the 2nd straight year. They will host Scarborough Wednesday at 6 p.m. Brewer hitting the road for their prelim matchup 6 p.m. on Tuesday at Mount Ararat. Messalonskee boys, they are the 3 seed in Class B, so they have a bye into the quarterfinals. They'll host the winner of Mount Blue and Biddeford. And then in girls lacrosse, Messalonskee, the 5 seed, they will travel to Mount Ararat for the quarterfinals. That game at 6 p.m. on Friday as well. And that is all the time we have for sports. Be right back after the break.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to Eastern and Central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. Precise measuring means the perfect fit. The Bathfitter tub-over-tub process means no mess or stress. A custom-made tub and seamless wall mean a watertight fit. Premium acrylic means it lasts a lifetime. And all this together means a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
This is Sheldon Cooper's theory of relativity.
All right.
F is family.
We have family business to discuss.
We're getting a puppy?
No.
Then I'm not sure I care. X is love.
Sweet dreams. Love you.
Love you too, because you're my mom.
Young Sheldon 5 times a week.
On Fox 22.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to Eastern and Central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. We're here with Sean Faircloth. He's the executive director of the Together Place Peer Run Recovery Center. Sean, thanks for joining us this morning.
Great to be with you.
Of course. So you came on the show today to talk about, there's a party at Co Park this weekend, correct?
Putting on a party, yes.
Cool. What for? What's it about?
Well, Together Place Peer Run Recovery Center, Wabanaki Public Health and Wellness, and Food and Medicine have teamed up to work on a festival at Co Park, which is down Court Street in Bangor.
Yep.
And it's really to help celebrate and lift up that section of the city. Together Place is kind of centrally located to it. You have what was 2nd Street and is now Talbot Park on the other side.
Yep.
And sort of that whole neighborhood. But everybody's invited from the whole Bangor region. And we're going to get ideas to help work on and lift up that section of the city. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have dunk tanks and horse and wagon rides and bounce house for the kids and all that.
Wow.
But we're also going to have Wabanaki musical artist Firefly, who recently was a big hit with the Bangor Symphony Orchestra.
Yep.
We're going to have Morgan Talty, who just won the Penn Award, which is a hugely prestigious literary award, and he's a Bangor area writer and
Night of the Living Res. I'm reading it right now. It's fantastic. I highly suggest it.
National acclaim, international acclaim.
It's incredible. Yep.
So, and we're going to have other authors as well. So there's kind of a great stuff for young people, but also we're going to have writers. We named Mr. Talty, but also several other Bangor area writers will be there. We'll celebrate them. We'll also celebrate a half century of Stephen King books, by the way. He started a half century ago, spring 1973, his first big contract for Carrie, and he was living on Sanford Street in Bangor.
No way.
Yeah, it wasn't West Broadway then.
And, right.
Yeah, so we'll be celebrating that. We'll have a free book swap. We're going to have art. One particular artist I'm excited about is a woman who is 87 years old, Diana Young, and this woman has been painting this neighborhood for a half century as well.
Wow.
Literally beautiful depictions of this section of Bangor. So the idea is we bring people together, we celebrate the area, we celebrate art, we celebrate fun, but we also come up with ideas to help this section of town. There are some challenges that this area has faced, and we want to work together to do our best for it.
Yeah. Well, I guess that was my question. How did this all come about? You and your organization, you see the problems out there firsthand. You're working with these people who have various problems, and they're struggling, and you're trying to help them.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there are challenges. Let's face it. Statistics show that for Eastern Maine, we've had the highest overdose rate in this area, statewide, no question, for several years running. And a lot of those occur within Bangor, and a lot of those occur within this section of the city. Now, it's a great section of the city.
Right.
For those of you who know Bangor history, the 1911 fire burned down a lot of the other side of Kenduskeag Stream, but a lot of our most historic buildings are right in this section of the city. It's really a fantastic area. And we've, Together Place Peer Run Recovery Center, have done cleanups at Talbot Park multiple years now. And we said, we got to give some love to Co Park, which is, is maybe a little underutilized. So we're going to do a cleanup on Friday, the night before the fair.
Cool.
At Co Park, 5 o'clock. People are welcome to join and volunteer with that aspect. And then the next day, we'll have a fun run, gather around 9:15. Then the fun run kicks off at 10. Then we're going to have a lot of stuff, like folks from Society for Creative Anachronism. And if you know them, they get dressed up in their medieval costumes and demonstrate rapier combat and heavy metal combat, which sounds like a rock band. But that's not what we're talking about here. But it's really fun to see. And we'll have food, and in the afternoon we'll have ice cream. But the idea is we're going to have a raffle, getting ideas from people about their inspirations for how we can help this section of the city. And then we'll hold meetings later in the year to work on those ideas.
Do you have a website where people can get more? We're about out of time.
I would suggest the Together Place Peer Run Recovery Center Facebook page. Go there. There's an event you can press and say you're going, tell your friends to come. And you'll have a lot of fun, whether it's somebody who's 5 or somebody who's 85.
Sounds like there's something for everybody.
Right.
It's awesome. Sean, thank you for coming on.
Great to be here.
Of course. We'll send it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Alrighty, here we go. Air quality is a problem across some parts of the Northeast now, courtesy of wildfires in Canada. Here in Maine, we're okay for the time being. Areas to the west are already in code orange, if not even code red in a few spots. So orange means unhealthy for the sensitive groups, or unhealthy in the red for everybody, though. So if you're in the red area, that means it's unhealthy for everybody. But in Bangor, though, and pretty much the entire state, we're looking okay. We're green for now. We'll stay green today, but we'll need to keep an eye on this. So courtesy of that wildfire smoke. So look at this. So it's going to mainly miss us courtesy of that area low pressure. The area low pressure, that counterclockwise rotation, will be seeing all this smoke further off towards the west. So that's why they're under air quality alerts, as they'll be dealing with this at least through Friday at best. But otherwise, so back here at home, small craft advisory is expiring this morning for this little area right about in here, expiring at 8 a.m. So we'll start to improve as we do proceed forward in time. But again, wave heights remaining active at around 2 to 3 feet, at least closer towards shore, not as bad, but it's further out towards sea where it is more active at around 6 to even 7 feet, according towards some of those buoys. So closer toward land, not too bad. That's why they're going to be trimming some of those advisories back later on this morning. We've been watching some showers already developing this morning, tracking from the east going toward the west, and we're just getting started with this next round. I'll be moving in not only today, though, but later on tonight and pretty much most of this week as well. This low pressure center not really moving all that much. We'll have to wait until at least this weekend, though, before this thing finally starts to get out of here, as this pattern continues to remain slow. So futurecast moving forward for today, more rain on the way throughout the daytime period. Some dry hours as well from time to time, but we'll have to wait until later into the daytime period, or even later on tonight for some of those dry hours, although scattered showers will continue to remain a thing, though, even through Wednesday morning as well. And pretty much a repetitive pattern, more scattered showers possible even as we head towards Wednesday night and even into Thursday as well. Sounds like a broken record, and we'll be dealing with that, though, in due time for a while. So how much rain could we possibly see? Possibly up to an inch or two before we're all finished up in a few areas. This is running through at least early Sunday morning, so some decent rainfall on the way across some parts of the area. So your forecast for today, though, upper 50s, rain likely, also breezy out there. The north wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. For tonight, upper 40s, scattered showers, also breezy out there. Northwest wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. For tomorrow, upper 50s, rain likely, also breezy out there again. The northwest wind getting up to around 20 miles per hour at times early and kind of backing off a little bit later on. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Plenty of rain on the way through Friday. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s. We warm up into the upper 60s on Saturday with a chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms.